So I guess you people were wondering why in the hell is this video called the Michael Jordan Theory? Why don't you kick it to him, George? Tell him why.
For all you people who have been living in a hole and haven't been paying any attention, this weekend we've had it's Michael Jordan's 50th birthday. They've been celebrating it all week, and Michael Jordan has gone on record to say that I would take Kobe over LeBron because he has more rings, and five is better than one. Right. So we have thus come up with the Michael Jordan Theory. So if you have more championships than someone else, you're obviously a better player.
Yeah. And we didn't just keep it in basketball.
No.
We said, fuck it. We're going over into football. So we're going to start with football, and then we're going to roll it over into basketball.
Look, we understand there's lots of comparisons. We just grabbed 4 from football and 4 from basketball.
Right.
I think, yeah.
Now, you are going to, or do you want to take the side of the person who has the ring or the person who does not have the ring?
I'll go with the guys who don't have the rings. Okay. And the first one on our list, I mean, and this list is in no order saying one is better than the other, but Jim Kelly. Jim Kelly went to 4 Super Bowls. Right. And didn't win any.
Now,
he's got to be bad, right?
Huh?
He's got to be a horrible player.
Jim Kelly? Yeah, he's definitely not as good as Jeff Hostetler, who has the Super Bowl ring.
And he didn't even play the whole season that year.
Yeah.
Hostetler stepped in for an injured Phil Simms.
Yeah, but Jeff Hostetler has a ring and Jim Kelly does not.
Well, how about Dan Marino? He hasn't won a ring.
Yeah, but Trent Dilfer has. I'm just saying.
You see where we're going with this? How about Frank Tarkenton?
Fran Tarkenton's won it, but but he's definitely not as good as Brad Johnson.
Well, Dan Fouts has got to be pretty good, right?
Well, yeah, Dan Fouts has some of the best stats in the world, but you got to remember, Joe Namath won a ring. Broadway Joe. Now, but before I go on,
this is the guy who sat there and said he was going to win it. That's the biggest thing, Joe Namath, besides being drunk as fuck trying to kiss some pig on TV. Dude, she was a hog.
Right.
I want to kiss you in the mouth.
But the thing is, a lot of people, what you're not aware of is Broadway Joe. Let's just talk about
rotten.
His stats.
Completely and utterly rotten as an NFL player.
220 career interceptions and how many touchdowns, George?
$173.
And the Super Bowl that he did predict that he was going to win, he had the worst QB rating ever in the Super Bowl.
65.5.
But he's got a Super Bowl ring, so he's better than Dan Fouts.
And Dan Marino, who, I mean, if you break a passing record in the NFL, you're going to have to break probably a record that Dan Marino set.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, mind you, all those guys that Kevin named are better than any of the guys I named. Just on the Michael Jordan theory.
Yes.
So, sticking with this theory, now we're going to go over to basketball, and we got 5 guys.
Now, I'm going to talk about the guys that don't have rings in basketball, and George is going to talk about the guys that do have rings. Now, Pat Ewing, man, New York Knicks for life, son.
Yeah, but he can't fuck with Frank Perdue's son, Will.
What do you mean, man?
Dude, Will Perdue was straight balling.
How many rings Will Perdue got?
I would say he was there with the Bulls. He's probably got at least 3.
Yeah, that
maybe
makes
more.
him better than Ewing.
Easily.
Yeah, it's just.
I mean, if I'm picking a team and it's Will Perdue or Pat Ewing, I'm taking Will Perdue.
Well, man, I'm going to tell you what. Since I'm a Lakers fan, I got to go with Los Angeles Laker great Elgin Baylor. I mean, that mug, Elgin Baylor had he was an 11-time All-Star. What, Kurt Rambis? I don't have
sports goggles. So that's my Kurt Rambis impression. Kurt Rambis has more rings than Elgin Baylor, so he's obviously better. Kurt Rambis. Do me a favor, for all of our people in the UK who have stuck with this video and you normally don't watch sports or anything but MMA shit, just Google Kurt Rambis.
Right.
And you will totally understand.
And you'll understand what we're fucking getting
at. Just do that, and then this will make a little more sense to you.
Well, look, man. I got to tell you, man.
Round mound to rebound?
Yeah, man. Charles Barkley.
Terrible, terrible, terrible. I'm so terrible because I don't got a ring. I don't got a ring, George.
No, he's good. He's got stats. But you know who he's not better than?
Who am I not better than?
Luke Walton.
Luke what? He terrible, son.
How many rings he got? 3?
As many as his dad, who was Bill Walton, who was a fucking stud for the Celtics. But Luke is as good as his dad, okay? And he's better than Charles Barkley because Charles has no rings. Okay?
Again, all the Michael Jordan theory.
If you guys are looking at us all cross-eyed and fucked up and shit, don't blame us.
Nope.
Talk to Mike, okay?
And Michael Jordan's
like Mike,
and Michael Jordan's considered the best player ever in basketball, and and he has
the best theories.
Yes.
Don't hate us, Mike.
He's a sociologist.
Because everybody else wants to be like you. Okay.
Now, on to my favorite, and I wish I got to do this, but it's all you.
Okay, man. Karl Malone, son. Karl Malone and John Stockton.
You read the wrong side.
No, actually, I fucked up on how I put it. See? I fucked it all up.
Yes, you did.
But anyway, Karl Malone and John Stockton, right? Karl Malone and John Stockton.
Quite possibly the best tag team. On and off the court.
But excluding me and George, because that's the #1 tag team.
Vanilla and chocolate. You see the theme?
Right here. You see it, man? You know?
Yeah.
Dirty mouth and dirtier mouth.
Yeah, and
Dirty
Karl
mouth.
Malone even in my opinion bitched up and tried to join the Lakers with Gary Payton to squeeze out a ring and couldn't get
Still
one.
did, just so he could have one.
But you know what Brian Scalabrine did? White Mamba did all the way to at least one, maybe two. That Bama's bad.
He
Bad.
did call out everybody in Boston and say, "Hey, look, I'll ball you guys one on
Dude, the
one."
ginger kid beat one. He was 1-on-3 and won. The
Yeah.
Mamba said, "Look at my ring, bitches. Kiss my ring."
Yeah, Brian Scalabrine, according to the Michael Jordan theory, is definitely better than Karl Malone and John Stockton.
Yes.
Now, I'm gonna take it a step further. Allen Iverson,
I
son.
would say, before I get on to who he's not better than, Allen Iverson, in my opinion, is the best pound-for-pound basketball player that I've ever seen play.
because he went to Georgetown right down the street, and let me tell you something. He's about 5'10" and a half.
Yeah.
and about $160.
And the reason I got to watch Jordan, but Jordan still didn't do what Iverson did.
Right.
Iverson went to the hole, got knocked down, beat up. I remember in the SI one time, they had a chart of
invented
all
the
the things that
crossover.
was wrong with him.
Right.
Dude, but when you compare him to Dickie Simpson, there is no comparison. Dickie Simpson is a monster.
Who's Dickie Simpson?
A guy who has a ring.
I don't know who he is.
I'm assuming it's a cock
Is
ring.
Dickie's like those joints you wear when you're out in the cold? Dickie Simpson? Dickie do, like when your gut's too big, you can't see your dick, and so your gut sticks out more than your Dickie do. Dickie Simpson.
And on
I
that
don't know who
note,
the motherfucker is.
in case we missed any,
I'm just asking
let
for
us
help.
know.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think of the Jordan theory, because I think it's horseshit.
It is horseshit. And let us know greatest athletes that don't have a ring or have a title compared to the ones that have loads of ring or multiple rings.
Find that really obscure cat.
Just put it on the comment board.
Deuces.
We're out.